There you are, Linda.
No.
You can't see your face though because the plant's in the way.
Oh, I see you on there. You're on there with your hat on.
I'm alive. I got it on. I'm alive.
What's facing you?
No, it ain't. It's down here. I can see you. That was a picture I took to start with.
Okay.
Click
Hi,
on
everybody.
that.
Huh?
Click on that.
Okay.
That should show it live. Yeah, it's gonna hold up.
Hey. There we are. There you are. Okay, there we are.
Can you see me all right? I'll move that a little.
It's got a little delay to it. There.
Okay.
That's good. Okie dokie.
Oh, so we sing a song as we're waiting for people to come on live?
I can make your hands clap. I can make your hands clap. It is a song that never ends. It keeps going on, my friends. Whatever else, what else? Hello, people, we're here. We are here waiting for our friends.
We are live. We said we were going to do it this time, and we did it.
Hey, we did it, you guys. 2 fails and a success. Not bad.
No, that's good.
For newbies.
Yep.
Got 2 people watching.
Hi, people. Friends. Pretty exciting.
Go ahead and comment, because I don't know who it is. But we got 2 people watching. Comment and say if you can see us. Put a yes.
Let us know what states you're coming from.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. We're coming from Michigan.
Beautiful afternoon here in Michigan today. The whole day it's been beautiful sunshine, clear sky. About 40s outside, but here in the back room, I'm looking at the temperature gauge back there on the wall, and it's 70 degrees in here. And this is just natural heat from the sun coming through the window. And this time of the year on the west side, it really warms up in here. And in the summer, this gets over 100 degrees in here if we don't open some windows or put an air conditioner in the window. But it's a real nice room back here. We really enjoy it.
If you're out there, write a comment so we know you're out there. It says the view number, but it doesn't say who. So, didn't do much today. We had roast beef, carrots, onions, and potatoes in the crock pot. Let it cook all night on low. That was so good.
A good Sunday meal.
Yep.
Oh, that aroma smells so good throughout the house.
We remember both our parents, our mothers would make roast beef on a Sunday.
Yes.
They didn't use crock pots much then, though.
Nope.
Well, my mother did later on.
Use the roaster pan in the oven.
Yeah, roaster pan in the oven. We had that a lot on Sundays.
It worked just like the crock pot.
Yep, a good memory.
Yep.
We're a little bit early, so we might not have too many people yet. We're about 9 minutes early, but we wanted to get on here just to make sure all's well and it's working. So.
What time is it now?
It is about 9 more minutes.
Oh, okay.
So, that's fine with us. We want to make sure we're working here.
You might need to put your little thing up.
Oh, yeah. It broke, I remember.
It did? So sideways?
No, I gotta see the comments.
Oh.
There. Okay. So.
It is a little delay, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little delay. Just so you know, there is a little tiny delay if we don't answer real quick.
But you probably won't know it on there.
No. But we got about 8 more minutes, so we're early. Sitting in here in our back room really feels like spring.
It is spring. Spring
it is
was
spring. Last week.
Last Tuesday? Yeah.
Yeah, so it is spring, you guys.
Yeah. We still got snow out back on the ground, which is on the north side of these tree knoll along here. The sun doesn't touch that yet, and so it stays colder, and there's still snow there. Good, oh man, I don't know, good 30 feet out from the trees out into the yard. We'll be glad to see it gone. Be nice to see the green grass coming.
We had a rough winter, snow-wise, that is. Yep. Lots of snow, almost record-breaking snow. I don't know if it reached it or not. It wasn't quite there.
We had a cold spell too, remember?
Yeah, it got very, very cold. Yep. We had a snowy Christmas. So we've had our share of snow. We're satisfied. Now we need our satisfaction of flowers and
yeah,
hot weather or warm, very warm weather.
Flowers and garden coming up.
Yep, we're planting a garden again this year. I like to can tomatoes. I can sometimes beets and pickles. And I freeze a lot of vegetables too, so.
Yep, that's always fun. Look forward to it.
Anybody out there going to plant a garden? I think we're a little early yet. About 6 minutes early. Countdown. Countdown.
Oh well, that's all right. Better early than late.
That's what I say.
We're excited about the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we are.
It's a lot of fun.
It is
fun. We
fun.
enjoy it.
We started last July, and we haven't been disappointed. We've met a lot of people around the world. We've got new friends.
Yeah.
And it's a very nice community. A lot of nice people, a lot of nice channels.
The thing I like too about YouTube, the videos that we're putting up, how much information there is out there to make it even better. So it's a constantly growing process, and I like that. Interesting, and it keeps you excited about it.
Yeah, it does.
What can we do a little better?
Uh-huh. And it uses your creativity side of you.
Yes.
You know.
Your ideas, your creation, putting things together.
Yeah. We love doing it.
Editing, learning different techniques, learning how to do different things on the videos to make it a little more exciting.
And it's important to stay teachable. The older you get, always stay teachable. You can always learn something new. Don't go for that, what people say about you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You can. We're old and we're learning the computer.
The thing is, we're not a dog.
No, we're not.
We're human.
Yeah, true.
And we're made to be able to keep learning.
Woof, woof.
Yeah.
Okay, we got about 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes. Then about 10 after 6, we'll start our topic. We'll let enough people come in. Can't believe how nice it is in this back room. It's not even heated. The last time I was in here, a couple days ago, I was freezing in here. Well, not freezing, but cool, quite cold.
In the morning, it is chilly in here. Mm-hmm. But once that sun gets around over here on the south side, west side, boy, it starts warming up.
Yeah, it does, true. Last Sunday, we sat outside for a while with just long sleeves on, no jacket.
Yeah.
Remember last week?
Yeah.
That's in Michigan, so it's coming, people. Nice weather is coming.
I know there might be a lot of people going to church tonight. This is Palm Sunday. But
True.
they'll be able to catch our video out there. It'll be recorded
Right.
and catch it later.
Then also, kids are on spring break last week, the week before that, this week.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be. I know there's gonna be a lot of people gone, but they can still view this when they get back.
Yeah, even when people are traveling, they watch it. You know?
Yeah, true.
So it doesn't matter where you're at. You can pick up on it.
Right.
In their evening hour, they sitting down for a quiet time. They can turn it on and watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
But today, everybody gets at the dinner table and they turn on their phones.
Oh, I know.
Everybody's down looking at their phone and no conversation going.
That's one pet peeve I have. Going to a restaurant and the person leaves their phone on.
Put the phone down.
I mean,
for a little bit. You know?
know.
Yeah.
That's one pet peeve I got.
Yeah, that's quite a difference in the way we live today than it was 20 years ago.
Oh, I know. We never thought we'd be doing this. Who'd ever think we'd be, going live around the world, us simple people.
Yeah, I know.
Us normal, everyday people. We live a very simple life.
Couldn't have dreamt such a thing.
Oh.
We thought we had to go to Hollywood. I'm going to Hollywood.
Yeah. Nobody wants to go to Hollywood. I don't want to go to Hollywood.
We make our own Hollywood.
We are very simple people. Nothing special about us.
Nope. Just common folk.
Yep, we are.
Enjoying life. Living a dream.
Yeah. Well, we got a countdown now. 1 more minute.
1 more minute.
Countdown. Like I said, about 6:10, we'll start our topic. I like to have a topic when we go live. I don't like to just chat and then, like any old thing.
Yeah.
I like it some, but I do like to have a topic with it, too.
Yep.
I just think it makes it more interesting on live streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So.
We're almost ready.
Pretty soon.
Almost ready to go live.
Countdown. If you can see us, write a comment so we can know. It'll say how many views, but it won't say who. So, who's out there? We're out there. This is so neat, you guys.
It'll say their YouTube channel name, though, won't it?
Yeah, if they have one.
Mm-hmm.
You'll still say a comment, whether you have a channel or not.
Okay.
There's so many great channels out there. I love all kind of channels. I have a big variety that I like.
It's interesting, all the different things people post.
Yeah. Things I never learned before,
A lot of learning, yeah.
New ideas people give you.
Places, things to see.
New hobbies. So, okay, it's 6 o'clock. We are technically live.
You introduce us.
Hello, everyone. This is Jerry and Linda's Place. We're glad you all joined us. And if you could give us a comment below, we'll know who's watching us. It'll say views, but it will not say, that way we'll know somebody is on here.
Yeah, I wait a couple minutes and
about 10 minutes.
Get a few people coming on here before I start sharing, so that you don't miss what I'm going to be saying.
Right, the main part.
But I know if you do, you can always go on and review it because it's going to be recorded.
Yeah, exactly.
And you won't miss a thing.
Right, exactly. So, just a nice quiet day today.
It is real quiet, calm out.
Very nice.
Beautiful day.
So what has everybody been doing today?
Enjoying the day.
We went to the Dollar Tree quick. We had to get a few items. We went there and that was about it. We played with our animals, our 3 cats. Played with them for a while. Did some cleaning up. Not a lot. Did some dishes.
Enjoyed a good Sunday meal.
Yeah. That was a very good meal.
Yes, it was.
I like to start learning some new meals. For our channel, Jerry's got a Hungarian heritage. we'd like to start doing some more Hungarian meals.
Mhm.
We've done a few. If you go look back at our older videos, we've got a few, but we're going to start doing some more. I like to start doing some more cooking too. My mother always did Southern cooking, and she grew up in Missouri. We had some good meals. So between Hungarian and Southern comfort food, I'd like to start sharing them with you guys.
It was good, really good. Yeah.
So we have that for plan. And Jerry would like to start doing maybe a weekly, every other week, devotional.
Yes.
That. We still do Maintenance Monday. I want to start doing, like I said, more recipes, more some crafts. Oh, take you out and about, tag-alongs. Go out and about with us. We have a very nice community here in Frankenmuth. It's a tourist attraction town. It's a German settlement. And we have everything downtown. All the buildings are designed like they are in Germany.
Bavarian style.
Yeah, Bavarian style. We have 2 big Bavarian, worldwide known chicken restaurants. They serve chicken, and they're known around the world. We have Bronner's, that is known as one of the biggest Christmas stores in the world. They actually ship out to all around the world, and businesses also, individuals and businesses.
All the Christmas ornaments are made right here in Frankenmuth at Bronner's.
Right.
And they'll make specialties for
they do.
different countries.
Yep, they do. They have every country you can think of, ornaments and everything. You walk in there. Well, I have a few videos we have recorded. We'll take you on some more, though.
Yeah.
But
a lot of different events they have year-round.
Right.
Always something going on in Frankenmuth that will create something to go look at, an interest and fun. But so it's interesting and fun.
Right.
It's called Funtown, USA.
Yeah, it actually is called Funtown. 1-800-FUNTOWN.
Yep.
So
many things going on. Yeah.
So has anybody been to Michigan, or does anybody live in Michigan? We were born and raised here, both of us. So if you're out there and watching, please comment below so we know, so we can give you a shout out, greet. We're going to start about 6:10 or so on our topic.
What time is it now?
About 5 more minutes.
Okay.
So, more about our town. If you ever can come to Frankenmuth, Michigan, come. Michigan has so much to offer. We have Mackinac Island. That's not real far from here. We can get there in a day, less than a day. That is an island where no cars go on the island. You take a boat to get to the island. It's a tourist attraction also. And you ride bikes on the island, horse-drawn carriages, horseback, walking. It is a nice town.
It's fun. I love it.
Yeah, we love Mackinac Island.
It's like taking a walk back in time.
It is.
Where you don't have cars on the island and people are walking, biking.
Yep.
Horses, you hear them clip, clop, clip,
clop. I love that sound.
It's just a nice sound. And just a beautiful little city up there.
Yep.
Motels, hotels to stay in.
So much to do. I mean,
bread and breakfasts. Yeah.
Yep. And if you have little kids on the bikes, they have kiddie seats also. They have tandem bikes also that are, double. All kind of bikes.
And
horses.
The island has a paved road that goes all the way around the outside edge of it. So you're right by the shoreline as you're riding your bike around.
Yes.
And the island actually sits in Lake Huron. Mm-hmm. So you got water all the way around it. And then you can go up high in the island. There's up the cliff. It's quite high.
Right.
And you can get over by the edge, what they call the Dome of the Rock.
Right.
And you can see out, you're like 150 feet up.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful sight looking across the water up there.
Oh, yeah. And they have a fort, just like in the olden days. And they do a rendition of it.
And there's a reservation up there, Indian reservation, and the
Okay.
airport up on
Yeah,
top of
there
the
is.
island way up.
Oh, and
Yeah.
they also have the governor's mansion up there where the governor of Michigan goes, and you'll know if he's there or not. They put the certain flag out if he's there.
Yeah.
And what else? Mackinac Island. I don't know. Look it up. Mackinac Island, Frankenmuth. Those are two biggies.
A lot of souvenir stores.
Yep.
A lot of places to eat.
Yeah, a lot of good fish.
And drink.
All kind of things.
Yeah.
And kid friendly.
Yep. Definitely.
Teenage friendly. The teens love it too. And grown up. So great place to take your
Wonderful
family.
atmosphere. Just a real nice northern atmosphere.
Come to Michigan.
Yes. And there's much more to see. I mean, beyond Mackinac Island, you go across the Mackinac Bridge, which is what used to be one of the largest suspended bridges in the world.
Yeah.
It's like 5 miles across. Connects the lower peninsula and the upper peninsula of Michigan with the bridge.
Right.
So the big ships continue to go under it without any interference to traffic. I think it's at least a 4-lane highway, 2 lanes go in each direction, and great big towers above it that hold that thing up over the river or over the waterway. And then when you get up peninsula, there's a lot of sights to go and see up there, and you can go on up to Lake Superior.
Yeah, and that's great too. And they have Sault Ste. Marie up there. Oh, they have a whole bunch of stuff up there. Michigan is huge because we got the lower peninsula and we have the upper peninsula, which for us, if we went all the way from mid-Michigan all the way to the upper peninsula, it'd be like 1,000 miles or so, or more. It'd be like going to Oklahoma for us.
I think it's like 250 to Mackinac Bridge from here.
Yeah, to the bridge, but to
but
the
if
farthest.
you was to go up and then west, up and up peninsula, it goes way over to beyond Wisconsin to Minnesota.
It does.
Yeah.
So if you're out there, give us a comment, because right now I don't see no comments. I want to make sure we're connected properly. So if you can see us, give us a comment, please.
What time are we at now?
It is 9 after 6. We'll be starting probably not too long from now. We will be starting our topic. So if you're out there,
Hurry up and finish your supper. Come on.
Or bring your supper over and keep eating.
Or you can watch it while you're eating your supper.
Yeah, that's right.
Or if you're eating out. Today, there's a good excuse to eat and watch your video if you're eating. Because you're going to watch Linda and Jerry live.
Yeah, anybody out there, could you write a comment?
Well, I'm going to begin. First off, the whole purpose for this particular live video today was to share an experience I had as a key witness in a murder trial that happened back in 1976, which was about 42 years ago, somewhere in there. And that particular night that this murder happened, I was out on my job, which at that time I was doing a Detroit three-press motor route. And I went out to get my papers that were dropped off downtown in Owasso at a convenience store. Of course, it was after hours, the store was locked up, but they set them outside on the cement, and the agent would be there to make sure all the papers were there and everybody got their amounts that they needed for their routes. There was, I don't know, half a dozen routes we had, different people that drove. So we had a middle of the night motor route.
I'm going to show you something first. This is what shows up. Only.
What? No, it's right here. It should be showing this.
Okay. I'm an amateur, guys. Continue.
It's on there.
Sorry about that.
Let us know if you're not seeing us. I'm sure I got it right. Let me see your phone again. Let me check this out. It's working, right? I mean, it's on your... Yeah, it's working.
Okay.
Just turn this down so you don't get back feed.
Okay, just making sure it works.
Yeah, we're a little skeptical because getting going with this for the first time, but hey, we're getting the wrinkles out of it.
Right. So.
And hopefully before long we'll be close to being a pro, at least semi-pro.
Right. Okay, sorry for the interruption.
But
continue.
anyways, getting back to my night that I was out delivering the Detroit Free Press, I picked up my papers, and that particular night, I think I was subbing for the agent. He wasn't out, so I was called by him to make sure I met with the truck and everybody got their papers and their right amounts. And then afterwards, I was hungry or thirsty, and I went across the street from where we picked the papers up to Sir Pizza, well-known restaurant there in Owasso at the time. And Dave, I won't say his last name because I'll leave last names out of it if possible for people that aren't involved with the murder case. But Dave was there, and he was in there by himself, and he was finishing up, closing up, counting the money, putting everything away. I came in, we always did, to clean out the rest of his coffee that he had left over. And we'd have a coffee with him and chit-chat, and then we'd be out doing our paper delivery. So I started with him, and once I left his place, I looked at my gas gauge, and I thought, well, I better get maybe a couple more dollars of gas. Now, back in '76, you could buy a couple of dollars worth of gas, and it would get you a long ways. Today, it wouldn't, because what does a couple of dollars get you today? Not even 1 gallon. But anyhow, I decided, and it was around 2:30 in the morning, so I decided I'd go to the gas station. The only one open at that time was a station that was 2 miles east of Owasso on the corner of State Road and M21. And I went out there, and I pulled in there, and there was some other cars ahead of me. I had to wait my turn. There was couple cars on both sides of the island that I was pulling up to, so I waited until they moved out and just sat there waiting and watching, and then I pulled up and it was my turn and got out, got my gas, and once I got done, of course at that time you could pump your own gas and you didn't pay for it till after you pumped it. Most places today don't allow that. You have to pay prepaid or use a card. But then we didn't have that. Anyhow, I sat in the car. Oh, I know what it was. I got to get my memory refreshed here. I sat in the car and I was waiting for the attendant. That's what it was. So the attendant came, looked at me, and I put my hand up, $2. Give me $2 worth. And he nodded his head, so he went, grabbed the hose, and I was busy looking at some paperwork that I had for my paper route and making sure there wasn't anybody on that canceled for that night or for a week, because if they did, we didn't leave a paper there and wait for them to come back home if they're on vacation or gone somewhere for a while. They put it on hold and then start it up again. And then I sat there waiting, and I looked, and I thought, well, I'll look back and see how he was coming with the gas. I didn't hear nothing going on, and nobody there. Nobody at the pump. And I thought, wow, that's kind of strange. So I got out of my car, and I walked around there, and there's the gas hose laying on the ground. Wasn't running out. No gas was coming out of it, just laying on the ground. Oh, boy. Now what's going on here? I thought, well, maybe the attendant forgot and left some money sitting out and wanted to put it away before he wound up being, somebody robbing him or something. So I just waited a bit and thought, well, I'll give him a chance to come back out and, do his thing, because I didn't know if he had to do that, or if he had a little emergency, if he was sick, made a run to the bathroom because the hose was dropped on the ground. Normally, if you left something out mistakenly and maybe like money or something, you usually wouldn't drop the hose, you'd put it back up, you know, I'd think. Anyhow, another car pulled up beside me on the other side of the island. And we both just looked at each other and sat there and waited. And, you know, every 15 seconds when you're waiting like that seems like a minute. So, you know, we looked at each other again and just still waiting, nothing happening. We're looking at the door of the building and no movement whatsoever, nothing. Finally, we decided to get out of the car. I got out, he got out. I knew this guy, but not by name. I knew him. I seen him around town for years. So it was somebody that I wasn't leery of. But I told him, I says, hey, the attendant was out here. And next thing I know, he's not. He's gone. And then we decided, well, we better check and see if he's okay. Maybe he got sick. He ran to the bathroom. So the first thing we did is we went inside the building. The door was unlocked. And there was nothing disturbed. No noise. Nothing going on. And we just yelled out, hey, anybody here? Anybody here? And then in the back was a back door to a back room that said, attendants only, nobody allowed. And anyways, we seen that and we decided we're not going to open that door because we could be into trouble, you know. Maybe the guy's in there and he's counting money or whatever, even if he isn't. But we knocked on it and hey, we yelled out, hey, anybody here? Nobody answered. And then there was a big garage floor where they used to work on cars, doing oil changes and mechanical work. They didn't do that anymore. There was closed off. You could see into that part. And we knocked on that door and yelled out and nothing. Heard nobody. So then we decided we're going to go around and check the bathrooms. The men's room was on one side, the women's room around the other. So I went to the men's room and he went around to the ladies' room. And first, you know, we yelled out before we went in, anybody here? Before I walked in. But before we went in, there was a trailer parked in the back of the gas station with just a matter of 6 feet away from the building. And I thought, well, maybe the guy's in there. You know, why is this trailer here? Must be staying there for the night. So we banged on that trailer door and finally we sat somebody aroused and somebody opened up a window, was peeking out through the blind. We couldn't see their face. And we said, hey, if you're not the attendant, we want to let you know he's not here. Because we thought this was probably a manager or somebody, you know, if he's staying in the back of the building or a security or whatever. We didn't know. And he just said, okay. So we checked the bathrooms out anyways, and nobody was in there. We came back around to the front of the building, and I looked at my watch, and he looked at his, this guy that was there with me. I told him, listen, I got to leave. I got to get on a paper route. I got to get these papers delivered. I'm going to take my chance if I got enough gas or not. I'm not going to mess around getting their gas and leaving any money. I'm just going to go, leave it as it is. And he said, well, he's got to stay and get gas. He's on empty and he got to run to Flint. No way he's going to make it. There's no gas stations were open from Owasso to Flint that time of the night. So I told him, okay, you do what you got to do, and I'm going to do what I have to do. So I took off, and I went ahead and did my paper route. Turned on my radio, listened to that as I'm doing my route, listened to some good music. Did my route, got done. Oh, it took me about 3 hours, 3.5 hours to do my paper route. So I guess I got back home. It was 6:30 in the morning, and decided I'd unwind for a while and then go to bed. And long about noon, my wife had the news on, Channel 12 News on TV, and she was watching it. Yeah. Remember?
Yep, I was watching the Channel 12 News, which I get almost every day. But I know I was meant to watch it for sure that day because they said they had found a man dead at the gas station. And I knew Jerry had been there because he mentioned that.
No.
What happened?
You didn't know it. You came and woke me up and told me.
Yeah, I went and, that's right. This has been, what, 40-some years ago?
Yeah.
So,
Gotta get the cobwebs cleared out.
Yeah, I went and told you that you shot out of bed.
Because you said that a man was killed at that gas station. And I said, what time? And I said, I was there at that time.
Right.
And then you told me that the police were asking anybody that was out there around that time to call them immediately. Mm-hmm. And you told me that. Right. So then I just jumped up out of bed and I says, wow, I was out there at that time in the morning.
Yep.
So I got on the phone and I called the sheriff's department, talked to the sheriff's department, and they says, come on in here at our office right away. Mm-hmm. So I went on into the office and sat down with the detective and I told my story piece by piece, second by second, that I could remember that took place that night, what I did, what the other guy did, who the other guy was, what he looked like, what I seen, how I drove in the gas station, which way I was facing, which island was I at, which side was I on, what cars did I see, what people did I see, what did they look like, what their ages, what color hair, mustache, beard, all the descriptions I could possibly think of that they asked me. And this is something that can be very frustrating to some people, but I took it as an obligation, as my citizen right in our country, to do my part best I could. And I just gave all the information I could give to the sheriff's department. And once I was done, they allowed me to go home. And it was within, I think a day later, I was contacted by the prosecuting attorney of our county. And he asked me to come in. So I went into his office. And as I went in, there was some other guys there that I seen there that night that were ahead of me. I knew what they looked like. I knew what kind of cars they were driving and what color their vehicles were. And I told that to the sheriff's department. I sat in there and told it to the prosecuting attorney. As we were sitting, waiting our turn out there in the waiting room at the prosecutor's office, they gave us some pictures to look at. It's like a photo book of cars, different makes, different years, and they asked us to pick out the car we saw there. Excuse me. So we did that, and now when we were looking at these vehicles, we weren't in the prosecutor's office. We were all sitting beside each other out there in the waiting room. The other two guys, they were getting all messed up on the make and color. Their story was already wishy-washy. But you know, I knew exactly what I seen, what color, what year, what make. And I stayed with that until I found that make and that description of that car. And I stuck with that. You know, like the old saying is, you stick with your guns, you know. You hold right on to that. Don't change from that. Your first intuition. And I gave all that description to the prosecutor. And then, once that was all done with, I was allowed to go. And then I got a letter in the mail when there was a pretrial. A pretrial, if you're not aware of court proceedings, is a proceeding that our state, our country has where if somebody is accused of a crime, they got an opportunity to come in to a pretrial or a preliminary exam, pardon me, that's what I should say. And then the prosecutor has to show cause that a crime is committed, and he's got enough evidence to show that, but he doesn't show all his evidence. And then the judge will make a decision if that's credible or not. And we still had to go in as witness and be there in case we were needed to take the stand. Sometimes the judge may want more witness participation in the preliminary, and there wasn't too much in that one, and they found that these individuals committed a crime. But it did take a while for the trial or pre-trial preliminary exam, because these guys that did the crime split out of town, and they located them. It was a day or two later down in Oklahoma. There was all points bulletin put out because of the descriptions we gave. It fit who they believe the ones that did it, and they got through a speeding stop. I think was down by Toledo, Ohio. They got stopped, but the all points wasn't out yet, and they were allowed to continue on their way. And then, of course, later when they got down to Oklahoma, they got spotted, I think, their vehicle and description, and they got pulled over and they were arrested there. So then they were, what do they call that when they bring them back? I forget.
Expedition?
Yeah, expedition back here to Michigan. Mm-hmm. And they got them back, and they were to stand trial for murder of first degree, premeditated. And also charge of the crime being committed with a handgun, illegal handgun, during the cause of a robbery. So it was quite a bit, large, long sentencing that could come out of that particular crime. And anyways, it was like a year later, we came up for trial. And we had to go in for the trial and give our testimony before the jury. And these two individuals were, one was 17, his name was Dawson. I'll say his last name because he was in the newspaper, it was all over the news. The other one was Brooks, and he was 19. They gave a description of them to the T. Gave a description of their car to the T. I gave a description of the time to the T. It's something that was in my memory bank, every single detail. I remember driving in the driveway, which way the driveway went and turned, how that whole gas station lined up with the road, if it was on an angle or parallel. That was all discussed in the trial. And all the details of this incident, the time that I was there, the time that I seen these individuals leave, and the direction I seen them leave in. And that was quite an ordeal. But they went to trial. They were found guilty, first-degree murder, and also found guilty with the illegal handgun commission of a robbery. And both of them were sentenced to 2 life sentences. The thing that was terrible was they killed a man that had only been working there for days, and he was a young guy at the time like I was like in my 20s. And even the person they killed was talking to his family when he got the job. What would you do if somebody was going to rob you? He said, let them have the store. Talking to the medical examiner, he said that the attendant gave up, let them take what they wanted to take, and they had him turn around so his back was to him. They hit him over the head with a blunt instrument, which the medical examiner believed was a tire iron, and then they shot him with the pistol in the back of the head. The man had a wife and children, and we felt so bad for them that we want to do all we could to bring this thing to justice for them. Something that will never be corrected, but it was something that we weren't going to let somebody get away with. And so justice was served, and I was glad to be able to be a part of that, to put closure on it for the family and friends of that individual that worked at that station, and anybody that was contemplating working at those kind of locations or businesses where you're handling money. I know you need to be careful in those situations, especially in the middle of the night. This place is way out in the kind of a boony docks area. It's on a corner of two highways, but still there's nobody around to really see what's going on very well. It was lit up good, but those things happen, and it was just too easy to an escape out of there because it was on a corner roads. But something like that was terrible tragedy that happened. The gas station didn't last long after that and closed up and was tore down.
How much did they take? How much money?
They robbed him for $200.
Was it $200?
$200 is all they got, and they murdered the man.
What did they want the money for?
I'm not sure if they wanted it for drugs. It may have been at that time, but
seems like it.
$200. And
yeah.
I mean, it's bad enough. Nobody deserves to be murdered.
No.
You know, if it's $1 or $1 million or 20 million. Mm-hmm. But that is terrible.
And he offered them the money. Why didn't they just take the money?
That's the question.
You know?
Why would they take his life?
Yeah, take the money.
He didn't fight him.
Yep.
He submitted to him. And just cold-blooded murder.
Right.
We just said, we can't let these guys get away with this. This is just terrible. Who would be the next person, you know?
And later on, our oldest daughter had started school, I think first grade or so. Anyway, I got to end up being friends with the victim's wife, not knowing our paths would cross in such a bad way, but she became a good friend. We were room mothers together. Our kids were the same age. Yeah. And this man was a good Christian man, they said, and taught Sunday school. And his wife was a very nice, sweet, kind person. And the kids were very well behaved. And we become, like I said, we become good friends. And then there was a good part to the story. The victim's wife later down the road, I don't know, maybe 5 years later, so I can't remember exactly. I think it was by the time our kids were in middle school or so, and they started in first grade together. She had gotten married to another nice man, good Christian man. They ended up having girl-boy twins. So,
yeah,
to a bad case, it become,
God can take something bad and turn around for something better.
Right.
But it's never, it's always bittersweet when somebody is killed like that. Mm-hmm. And these kids that were left without a dad felt bad for them.
And the one boy, he was wanting to go see the guys in prison just to ask them why, why did you do this to my dad? I don't know if you ever got that chance or not as a grown-up. Those kids would be in their 40s by now, so I don't know, but the guys are still in prison for life. Teenagers, 17 and 19. The one guy was had a dad that was very well known in town. I won't mention no names or descriptions, but sad for his, his son did this, and
terrible.
Overall sad thing, especially for the victim's family, of course.
Yeah.
We wanted to share this with you, and so
I do know too the handgun that was used was the one of the boys' dad's gun. He took it. And they could not find the gun. They believe they probably got down there to the Maumee River in Ohio and probably flipped it out. Never find it down there in that deep river. But so anyways, they were still brought to justice without the gun. Mm-hmm. We had enough witnesses. Material witnesses is what I was. I didn't witness the killing. I felt bad at the time because just a year before that, I was working with the Wausau Fire Department. I was a trained fireman, ambulance attendant, and we were all trained for that. And I felt bad because if I could have went in there in that other room and found Mr. Anderson on the floor, I could have gave him any kind of first aid. But I put that to rest by talking to the medical examiner. He said there would have been no chance. He said he would have died instantly from the blunt instrument that hit him on the back of the head was so severe that he died instantly, and then the gunshot wound. So there would have been no time to revive. He would have been gone. So that made me feel a little bit at ease knowing that part, because being trained in that area, I know that we need to willingly give our service. And I'm still, willing to do that today. If anybody needs any type of emergency assistance, I'm able and willing to do it. But that did give me some little bit of rest, knowing that there wasn't nothing I could have done if I would have went in there. But we stayed out because of the fact that the door said to. And I believe that if there's a warning on the door that says do not enter, you don't enter without somebody's permission that's an authority at that site. But the other guy that was there with me, he stayed and he called the police. And he told the police that there was no attendant there, and that he needed to get gas to get to Flint. And then that's when the police came and investigated that out. But anyways, the reason I wanted to share this too was anybody that is hearing this now live or even later that watches this, if you get summoned to court or you witnessed a crime, don't feel scared to report it. Report it so that justice will be served, because it could be you the next time, or it could be a relative or a friend of yours. And if we're afraid to come forward and give what we've seen, we're going to have criminals running the streets free, continue doing what they're doing. And there's a lot of that going on today. And I feel wholeheartedly about, the police department. If you don't go in there with a attitude and think you're something and cocky with them, but sit down with them and give a report to what you've seen to the best of your ability. And they love that when you help them, because you're helping them close that crime. And they are for you, not against you. And they want to make sure that you're giving the information correctly, not wishy-washy and twisting it. You stick with your guns, like I said. Say what you've seen. Don't veer away from that, and report it. And that's how our judicial process works. And by witnesses that see things, this way we can get a criminal off the street for whatever reason, whatever he or she committed, for the time limit that they are found guilty of, and that they pay their time for it, and believe that that will correct them from not doing such a thing again. But by being a good witness will help get this process through quickly and not delay it. And it's a good process. It has been in this country for years, and I can't see any better way. But anyways, I just want to encourage you, if you do get called, it doesn't even have to be a criminal thing. It can be a
jury duty?
A jury duty, a civil offense. Could be anything like that that you know of and could be a witness of to help that particular crime, if it's a crime that's involved in it. But that's the reason why I wanted to share this with everybody. And we love America. We love living here. This is the greatest nation in the world. And I know there's other countries out in the world, people be watching this too, and they can say the same thing about our country, and that's good, that's fine. They live there, we don't. We live here, and I'm going to brag on my country. And we got a good state we live in.
Yeah.
Work together.
I want to give a shout out to the people watching right now. Hello, everybody. Leave a comment below. I don't know who's on here, but it says how many. But leave a comment below. I want to make sure my chat is working. So, hello, everybody. And we've been on about close to an hour now. We'll be closing soon. But yeah. if you came in the middle of this topic, you can go back and review it so you can know what happened from the beginning to the end on this murder trial case. So,
excuse me.
Anybody got any comments or anything? Or how you guys doing today on a Sunday? We're doing good. Nothing new. We just had a good relaxing day today, basically, and back to work tomorrow. So, guess we'll say bye soon to everybody. Right? Got anything to add?
Well, I will add this, that somewhere in the near future, I do have another murder trial that I was involved in as a witness there, too, and a key witness. A little more detail in this one. And I can give more in-depth of what I seen.
10 years later, right?
Yeah, approximately 10 years later. And the interesting thing about that trial was the same lawyer that represented these two murderers in this one I just told you about represented the murderer in this next trial.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh boy. But I wasn't too worried because I knew that if I stuck with my memory, what I seen, that this would all pan out in court and with the jury, because the jury is the one listening to the witnesses, and they are checking you out too to see if you're being straightforward, and also watching your body language. Body language will tell a lot, and they listen quite closely to everything you say, and then they have an opportunity to sit and review it with each other behind closed doors. So you want to make sure you're telling the truth. Don't change it. Don't make a lie. You'll be in trouble yourself. And make it go as smooth as possible. Whoever thought, I never thought I was going to be a witness in two murders.
I
know. Key witness at that.
And I think I know why, though. God used my husband to be the key witness in two murder trials, because he's got a very good recall. Very good recall. If I move something in the house, he'll know what's gone. Or whatever it is. He's got a very keen sense of memory.
Yeah, seeing things.
No problem with your memory or recall. He remembers everything, you guys. Say I took $1 out of his wallet. Yep, he'd know. Took $1 out of the wallet. So
just anyway. Just the way I'm geared.
Yeah.
Can't help it. Maybe some people would drive them a little nuts, but that's just the way I'm geared. Can't change that.
No.
Part of the way a person is in life,
God used you to be a key witness, to put them 3 people behind bars for life.
Yeah.
So they're not on the streets no more.
So they can't hurt anyone else.
Those were scary times, people, especially the second case, the second murder trial, because on the second murder trial, for a month, they did not know where the killer was. Did not know where it was at all. That was so creepy. So you'll hear that one. We'll give you a heads up.
And I was the last one to see him.
Yeah.
That's what was creepy.
And you had to identify the body, too.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, that's for another day, another topic. I told Jerry you should write a book, because how many people are key witness in 2 murder trials? But I believe that's why.
Well, it's nothing you look forward to doing, but
it's your duty, though.
It is your duty once that does something like that happens.
You're speaking for the victim.
Yeah, for the victim. You keep looking at the victim.
The victim.
Don't look at anything else but helping that victim and helping somebody else that it doesn't happen to.
These 2 victims were so harmless and, helpless at the time. But I think we're gonna let you go now. We've been on here an hour.
But I do want to say this, probably because of my way that I am.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stand bullies.
No.
I could not stand a bully in school.
No.
If I seen a bully messing with somebody, I'd go over there and straighten that out in a hurry.
Right.
I'd have them running. And I guess that's kind of the way I felt with this particular thing too. This was a bully. These were bullies. They came in there and murdered somebody, took their life away from them. They had no right to do that whatsoever.
No.
And I wasn't going to let these crumbs get away with it.
No.
They deserved what they had done. The justice has been served, and they can rot there in prison. I don't care. What they did, they put a man in the ground. They took him away from his family. Ruined some lives. And I was not going to let these jerks get away with that again. But I better stop because it gets my blood boiling. I mean,
and hopefully the 3 guys in prison will have repented.
Yes.
Because we believe in redemption, but...
We do. We believe in that. And but they deserve the time that
we believe
they got.
in capital punishment.
Yep.
Those kind of cases.
You break crime, you pay the time.
And they hurt people.
And you can get yourself straightened out with your Lord, you know, but you still pay your time.
Consequences.
Your consequences, yeah.
Well, I think we're going to sign off now, don't you think?
Yeah, I hope we're not even at a sad note, but...
No, but it all turned out good, you know.
Yeah, it turned out good.
They're caught in jail. They won't hurt nobody else.
This is something that, throughout the years, I did not talk about a lot.
No.
I wasn't bragging about it, but just something to, you know, share right now. I think it's a good time to share it to people. And
watch your surroundings.
Watch your surroundings. Be careful.
Remember things.
Never go out in the dark alone in places that you don't have somebody with you. Just to be careful and wise.
And just remember things. Try to recall things, you know.
Yep.
If you see something strange, report it.
Yes.
What's the worst that's going to happen?
Yep.
The police will say, you know, everything's okay. Well, at least you reported it. But
you know, it's worth it to, you see something that's not right, to report it, because if there's a policeman that doesn't take it very well, too bad on them.
Yeah.
You can go over their head.
Right.
And get it reported to the right person.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I think we're going to sign off now. We appreciate everybody watching and watching when we're all done too. If you want to, like I said, rewatch it so if you missed any details. But we'd like to continue doing live streaming. It's fun. Yeah. It's a new thing for us, a new experience. And like I said, we're teachable. So we're going to sign off now. And we'll give you a heads up on our next live stream. Right?
Yeah.
So, goodbye, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Basinia.
We appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh, we had somebody.
Wait a minute.
We had people in there I don't even know. One of them. Rebel Rose.
Wait.